Welcome to the IntraZone Roadmap Pit Stop March 2022 edition. This is a bonus monthly show that answers that burning question in your minds. What's rolling out now for SharePoint and related technology in Microsoft 365? I'm Mark Cashman, Senior Product Manager on the Microsoft 365 marketing team, here to help set the ongoing record straight. Since Microsoft Teams Connect shared channels began public preview this month, we've pulled in some audio from my PM peer Arun from the Teams team to share more about what it is and what it means for end users and admins. With that, plus a whole lot more, we're going to focus on everything that landed this month for SharePoint and related technology, including the always fun teasers looking into next month. And if you're wearing any Microsoft 365 paraphernalia right now, a OneDrive shirt, SharePoint socks, maybe an Outlook jacket, well, let it be known that you and I, yes, I'm wearing a list beanie cap right now, are full-fledged into merch madness. We got a strong bracket of 12 non-elimination features to cover this month. The NC AAA of technology, nice, consolidated assessment of awesome additions, which means at the whistle, it's a toss-up. Tickets are free. It is time to kick back courtside and cheer on all the tech that rolled out in March 2022. On the count of three, March Madness. 1, 2, 3. March Madness! All right. Up first in this merch madness, maniacal madness, it's employee engagement. The first item up, the top news card is coming to the Viva Connections dashboard. You may recall the News Boost feature that rolled out a while back. Well, now it's possible to see the important boosted news and announcements within the Viva Connections dashboard. This is the highly personalized feed of actionable info and insights right in Teams. And that means it's both in Teams Web and Teams Mobile, where you will find connections once you've deployed it. Authors can boost news posts to highlight important announcements to all employees. The update this month extends the value of the overall news service throughout Microsoft 365, ensuring that important news expands out to its reach of intended employees and peers way beyond just the initial page where you posted it from. So go ahead, boost your news right up to the top news card on the Viva Connections dashboard. Next up, close to the Viva Village, is an update for Microsoft Viva Insights. You can now enroll in focus plans right from within inside the Insights app in Teams. Viva Insights is introducing this update to better enable you to protect your time and to be able to focus right from within that Teams app. This is an update to the Protect Time page. If you're in the Insights app, you'll see a tab that says Protect Time, and it allows you to enroll in a focus plan and adjust preferences to auto book focus time. And once it's on, you'll start to see insights about your progress towards your focus time goals. It's kind of like a meta reflective point to gain and give feedback to yourself to know how effective your focusing on focus time truly can be. Next up is a new capability within SharePoint Syntex. We call it content assembly. The content lifecycle doesn't end when you classify your documents, and frequently that first piece of content kickstarts the creation of a whole slew of new documents, often built from content that's used in the original document. With content assembly, you can build the new contract or invoice, a letter, or other documents that you define with existing data sources, or by leveraging AI, you can turn your existing document into a template to be used for your business-specific needs. There's a great content assembly video from Ignite, so you can learn more. You can see it in action beyond what it is I'm describing here. And it's presented by one of my PM peers, Ankit Rastogi and Sugnaha Jha. It's all about saving you time and adding that all-important and ever-assistive AI to help structure common, repeatable content types. It allows you to focus on the polish beyond and rather than just the rote activities of creating content. Again, there's a lot of great information on both how to use this and how to set it up. I'll have a lot of links in the blog and in the show notes. I mentioned at the top of the episode that there's a big feature rolling out this month, one that is deeply connected to SharePoint, and that's Microsoft Teams Connect shared channels. To kick us off on this one, you're going to first hear from my PM peer, Arun, who is a principal product manager from the Microsoft Teams team, and he shares a lot of helpful context on what you can accomplish with the Teams Connect shared channels, including the end user experience and important governance aspects for Teams. So this audio comes from Microsoft Ignite, and it's a really great start from his talk, Seamless External Collaboration with Microsoft Teams Connect using shared channels. Here's Arun with more on shared channels.
With Teams Connect, you can use Teams' full suite of collaboration capabilities with external partners in the same way you use them with colleagues from your organization. Depending on your collaboration need, we have the right solution for you. Shared chats, powered by Teams External Access, allow you to start a chat with anyone outside your organization, helping you have a real-time and secure conversation for faster results. Shared channels, powered by B2B Direct Connect, on the other hand, offer a shared space for a more structured, deeper, and long-term collaboration with your external partners. May it be working with an external consultant or partnering with an external agency, shared channels help your team work effectively across boundaries. Just like private channels, admins can create shared channel on behalf of a team owner, manage the channel lifecycle, and membership. Admins can easily identify external members and the organization they belong to. One-on-one chat, calls, and meeting experience with your external partners continue to be governed by external access. And above all, admins have the full range of PowerShell and Graph APIs at their disposal to create and manage shared channels. The team owners are always in full control of their team. Only team owners can create shared channels. Once they create a shared channel, they become channel owner. To ensure team owners can govern the team effectively, they can see all the shared channels in the team, but won't have access to the channel content unless they are a member of the channel. And when it comes to sharing of channels from other teams, only the team owners have the right to decide whether the channel can be shared with their team or not.
I really like Arun's framing around what you can do with shared channels, revolving around the use case of more seamlessly working with others beyond the boundaries of your organization with the level and security that you would expect to control your content, that level of control that you probably require. And that takes us into teamwork, where we'll start with, you guessed it, a little bit more on shared channels. The real news this month, Microsoft Teams Connect shared channels is rolling out to public preview. Collaboration with external partners is probably a part of your day-to-day routine, and with this new capability, it helps ease and streamline external collaboration to get faster results and strengthen relationships with partners. With shared channels, you'll be able to create a shared workspace for internal and external stakeholders right from your Teams account. And it's not just about content. You can have conversations, schedule a meeting, share and co-author files, and collaborate on apps without ever switching tenants, without switching teams. Previously, you had to create a very separate Teams team for external sharing, but now it's one step closer to managing your internal business and your external collaboration all within the same workspace. A single team, multiple channels, and you can choose between standard, private, and now shared. One last content services fact that's a part of the shared channels is each shared channel is backed by its own SharePoint site collection that is bound to the same permissions and access boundaries as you established for the shared channel. That's the right new container boundary from a SharePoint platform and a infrastructure perspective. Basically a distinct document library for files that won't break the permissions at a subfolder level. It's its own unique container only for that shared channel. Note this capability is included with Office 365 and Microsoft 365 Business, Enterprise, and Education subscriptions. In the blog, I'll have a really nice video where Arun goes into full depth beyond the original audio that we included here. And of course, you'll see the capabilities in action. Next, since we're talking about working with others, let's move on to the next feature, co-authoring on Microsoft Information Protection encrypted documents, which is now in public preview for mobile devices. At Microsoft, we work hard to get you and your organization to be able to achieve all sorts of collaboration, and it doesn't stop, especially when you've deeply connected and encrypted documents when you move to the mobile. And this applies to both Android and iOS. You'll no longer be locked out of these documents on a mobile device, which means greater flexibility to be productive on the go. This expands upon our current co-authoring support for desktops, Windows and Mac, and Office on the web. Only thing to note is to get ready, you need to update your Office app or the individual Word, Excel, PowerPoint apps on your devices to version 16.0.14931 or higher on Android, or 2.58.207 or higher on iOS. And from an admin perspective, ensure that you have enabled co-authoring in the Microsoft 365 Compliance Center. Again, I'll have all this documentation as links in the related blog. Now, last for this section is a unique capability that now comes to document libraries. You can now add a taxonomy column when you're in a SharePoint library view. This is one of those features where you can really see how the Microsoft Lists platform is the backbone to SharePoint document libraries. You'll see a new managed metadata option as a column type that you can add and make mix with all the types of ways you want to view it in your document library when you go to the Add Column menu in SharePoint libraries. And of course, if you go to Microsoft Lists, you'll see that same capability. It is that shared platform glue. On selecting the option, you specify the column information such as its name and description, and select the desired term set or term that exists within your organization to associate to that column. As the name implies, it's a much more managed way to bring structure to how your taxonomy applies to individual list items and now individual documents in your libraries. That means better tagging, better search, better discovery, better governance, less confusion, and a lot less randomization of how things are described or tagged throughout your organization. With that, let us move into related technology. This first one is for your information, an FYI. The Machine Translation Services is soon entering end of service. So this is a heads up, one that's been coming for a couple of years. In September of 2018, it was announced that Machine Translation Services for variations, that language variations on sites, will be deprecated but supported for SharePoint sites. Coming at the end of July 2022, Machine Translation Services will no longer be available for SharePoint sites. And as of August 2022, all existing instances of Machine Translation Service API and variations use will no longer display. The team has been hard at work to improve multinational, multilingual capabilities for companies that are geo-dispersed, with requirements to support a variety of audiences, people where they are, and of course the languages that they speak. And this has become a very core component of the modern intranet that SharePoint supports. So if you're using modern communication sites in SharePoint, we recommend that you use the modern multilingual sites and pages feature instead of Machine Translation Services. Next is a part of the Microsoft Lists MSA preview. There are now 3 new templates that will appear if you haven't gone back or used them within the last few weeks. These new templates are a part of the recently launched Microsoft Lists MSA preview. Just to be clear, that the MSA part of that means that you're signing into lists with your consumer Microsoft account ID. Once you're in there, you go to list.live.com and click New Lists, and you will see, after clicking that button, a bunch of templates, and of course you'll see these 3 new ones right alongside the ones that were already there. The 3 that are new, there's one that's called Gift Ideas. Gives you a way to easily organize your gift planning for family and friends in one list and make gift buying and giving a breeze. The next one is an expense tracker. We all have expenses, whether we like it or not, and this template helps you record all your expenses in one place. And the last one is the most descriptive and the one that's probably the most valuable if you like to collect these kinds of things or get them from other people. It's the recipe tracker. You can create your very own virtual recipe book, preserve links for recipes to try and recipes that you love, and organize them with tags. You can even add images to the ones that you've cooked and show them off in a customizable recipe card view. Really nice way to show off your cooking skills. Chef's hat off to you. But at the core of this feature and these new templates, really templates are a great way to save time. And if you're new to lists, they're very helpful to see what lists can do for you. They're pre-configured, and if you want to tweak a little something, go for it. It's easy to customize after the template has been used. Just refine and go. To see these new templates and try out lists, the MSA preview, go to lists.live.com and get started. Just sign up, sign in, and get your gift and or recipe ideas flowing. I'll just say this selfishly. If you come up with a killer oatmeal raisin cookie recipe, please share it with me. I am happy to test your list items sharing and the cookies that you've made with you. Consider me your personal cookie monster. Yes. All right, next up, Microsoft 365 Information Governance. We are truly putting a stake in the ground and announcing that we are at general availability of retention policies for Yammer messages. It's that last part that's the really important thing. It really extends now what type of information you can govern. We're really excited to announce that this ability is now available to apply retention policies for Yammer user chats and Yammer communities. Previously, retention policies for Yammer were not available, so this adds an important governance capability to an important content type. Basically, community discussions. A lot of knowledge out there, and you want to govern it just like any other important content type. So if you're using Yammer Enterprise within your organization and wish to set retention or deletion policies, you'll be able to target Yammer community and users with new and existing retention policies. A lot more to read about this one if you're interested, and I'll absolutely have a link in the blog. Now, the last teamwork item might get a little dark. I mean, like real dark, like lights out, scary music, can't see your hands in front of your face, and you have no idea who's lurking in front of you. Boo! That is right. Dark mode is now in the new Yammer web experience. Now I know your mind is blown. This whole dark mode, is it a thing of the past? I say no. When you need it, oftentimes in the evening time, it's really nice to turn to. You don't have to, but you know what? The big news is now you can. Previously, web users were only able to display Yammer in light mode, which is basically dark text on a white background. And now you have the ability to switch to lighter text on a darker background. Pretty scary, huh? Pretty dark, huh? This is maybe where I ask my producer to cue the Halloween music, or whatever makes you scared. Flip on dark mode and enter Yammer darkness. All right, with that, let's take it into the teasers. If you weren't already closing your eyes from that spooky Yammer dark mode, close your eyes now and visualize the future. The future that's just around the corner of our calendars. Here are 2 teasers for what's coming in April 2022. Teaser number 1. OneDrive pin shared libraries to quick access. If there's a shared library that you love, pin it, and it's right there at the top of the quick access section within OneDrive. Teaser number 2, bookmarks in the new Yammer experience. If there's a conversation that really sparks your interest or something you want to turn back to, bookmark it, and guess what? Come back to it. That's it with this month's Peek Ahead. We will share more details and all the other updates within the SharePoint Roadmap Pitstop April 2022 edition next month. We've added learn more links per feature, plus a list of important resources in the show notes and in the corresponding blog post on the Microsoft Tech community published to the SharePoint community blog. I hope you've enjoyed this roadmap pit stop. Pump the brakes, pull up at the 3-point line, and go for 3. At the buzzer, you know that it is time to relax, knowing that you're all caught up. If anything still leaves you scratching your head with open questions or concerns, please send us your thoughts and comments to theintrozone@microsoft.com. Thank you for taking the time to make a jump shot with us in the cloud month after month. And who knows, maybe in the future, it'll be a space jam. Until the Easter Bunny starts a hoppin' next month, this is Mark Cashman saying it's a slam dunk on the roadmap ahead.